And how this works is that we're going to ask each other questions that we have no idea. And we're just going to have like a live talk on there. And so we're going to be facing each other. And yeah, and if you are curious about what else we do, visit our website, selfofexodus.com. Okay. We're going straight into it.
Are you ready for your question?
Yes, I am.
Okay. It's about fear again.
Okay. Lovely fear.
Yeah.
Fear. You can talk about fear forever.
You really can.
You know?
So there's a couple components to this question.
All right.
So the first component is like, when you think about fear and the way that you experience fear, and if you were to take kind of your experience of fear and like dig down to the like core fear, what's the core fear? What's your core fear? So that's part one.
Yes.
And then part two is, now that you've been doing your inner work as a lifestyle, you know, and you're so on your journey, what is your like process for working with the core fear?
Well, the core fear is like either being left or losing someone.
Yeah.
So, right, the abandonment. Yeah, because if I lose somebody, that's abandonment, right? And if they leave me, that's abandonment. So it's like, yeah. First fear that came was about my brother. And then I went, as you like was talking, it was like, first it was like thinking about my brother, the fear of like losing him. And then it was an older fear, which was being left. So I'll just work with abandonment, since that's like, I would say that's the first fear. Best codependency. Don't leave me, please. Because that means I'm not loved anymore. You know, you're taking the love that you gave to me away.
Yeah.
You can't do that, because I gave mine to you. So what are you doing?
I need that.
What are you doing? Where are you going with that? Where do you think you're going?
Yeah.
So the question is like, from my healing work, how have I been working with that fear?
Like, what's your process like when it shows up, when it gets triggered, when it gets activated?
Yeah, well, today now I see it, right? Like I know how it feels. Like literally the other night, I was like totally seeing it, feeling it. I came over to Pila's place, right? And, you know, I was kind of done with my family, so I wanted to go hang out with him. And then we were talking about going see a movie. And then, you know, I was like late, so I was like, hey, we're probably not going to see the movie, you know? And then I came over there, and then he wasn't there. His car wasn't there. I was like, there's someone like him. Usually he'll text me if he ran to go get something or whatever. So I was like feeling that. I was like, he's probably fine. Like he went to go do something. I'll just wait for him to text me back, you know, like he's very responsive. So I'm sitting in his room and I'm just like feeling old feelings in the past of the fear of like my past experiences of, oh my God, are they cheating on me? Or like, what are they up to now? Like they're doing something that's not loyal to the relationship. So I see that now today. You know, I've done so much work to like really be present with how I'm feeling and how I connect that with the past. I was like, this is my past coming up. Like this is a completely different experience. And so I was like, okay, do what you tell your clients, like go to your tools, right? So I went to my voice recording. So I'm just sitting there talking to myself. And next thing you know, and I see his text message came through, and I was like, it's totally fine. And then I was good. You know, I was good. It's the unknown or like the no communication that triggered my past of like when they would not communicate at all. And then come to find out they were doing something shady behind my back, you know? So yeah, the fear of someone basically abandoning me or like not being loyal to me. So yeah. So that's how I work through it today now. But of course, you know, it takes the beginning work is the hardest because you are literally going against your natural way of being yourself because you're so used to operating from a fear-based mentality, victim mentality, frantically texting them, frantically calling them because they're not getting back to you. Like, Oh my gosh, I have so memories of that. I mean, that was the way that how I handled fear. Let me bother the shit out of you until I get my answer, and then I don't get it, and I'm even more out of my mind.
Yeah.
So I go drive and go see them.
Yeah.
You know, I go look for them. My gosh, I lurk on social media to see if I can catch them on any stories or
that which we seek, we push away.
Yeah, that what we see, we push away. Her quote that she added on there. Hi, everybody. Yeah. So, oh gosh.
Wow.
But yeah, the beginning work of that is like the toughest. And then you finally enter into this space of totally being so aware. You have the room to catch, and you are so present with how you're feeling. You've processed it so many times that you know it's from your past pains. You know it's from your past pains. And then using your freaking tools.
It's so good. And it's like really this thing that I'm also hearing from you is this like body consciousness where you know how this fear feels in your body, and it's so familiar.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, here's this that I felt 1,000 times. So now like actually let me be with this.
Yes.
And like be a witness to the stories that are happening.
Yeah.
And then go to the tools.
Yeah. And do you know how many times I texted him when I was like sitting there by myself, like from wondering where he is?
How many times?
1.
Ah. That's huge. I love that this is such a recent event.
Yeah, it is.
That goes with this question.
Actually, it was literally 2 days ago.
Oh, amazing. Perfect.
I mean, I texted on the way, you know, but like in my fear, I was just like, what did I say? Oh, I just said no movies, eh? Like, and that's it.
Yeah.
I just left it at that. Yeah. And then I went to my tools before I do my old habits of like texting, calling. Oh, I called once and I texted once. That's it. I was like, I know how he is. He'll always get back to me. Like, let me just use my tools so like calm myself the fuck down. But I wasn't super panicking, but I was just like feeling that I could panic. Like I could feel into this fear and escalate. But I'm like, use your tools. Like, it's going to be fine. It's fine. This is someone else. This is not my ex. This is not my exes.
And you're not the you that was with your exes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Great question. Yeah. Great fear. Answer. And then like how many, forever journey. Yeah. Forever journey. And like, see, as you can hear, like it still comes up for me. The difference is I'm totally aware, and you said body conscious. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Hi, Jason. Is it Daniel? Hello. Okay, so your question is, in your life, what did you see that had to fall apart?
Everything.
In order for you to have everything come through that serves you so much, you know? Yeah, like what did you see that had to fall apart for you? It's so cliche, but like I'm trying to word it differently. Yeah, what did you see had to like fall apart for you in order for things to actually come to serve you at your highest? Yeah.
Well,
you're like everything, right?
Well, because it's beliefs, right? It's like ideas in the mind, because those are the great barricades, and so the beliefs are that, like, basically, it's weird because it's like on the one hand, there's just a lot of differing opinions on this in this realm of like know what you want and go for it, versus surrender what you want and trust. Yes. And I'm just more on the surrender what you want and trust side of things at this point in my life and on my spiritual path, and that's just where I'm at, and I think that everyone gets to be where they're at. Totally. And it's great. Yeah. And some people are very effective in the like know what you want, make your goals and go for it like fuck. Yeah. And like make it happen. I had to let go of that. I had to let go of thinking that like I knew best. You know?
That's such a vulnerable, very surrendering moment. It's almost like you're
Yeah.
meeting yourself with your like stubborn instilled beliefs.
Yes. Because but the only way that I could, or that I realized that I had to let go of it, was that I kept trying to have what I wanted, and I kept not having what I wanted, and I kept feeling so disappointed and so sad and so insecure because what I wanted wasn't manifesting.
Whew.
No matter how hard I was trying to make it manifest. And it just, you know, it was only 15 years probably of doing that behavior that finally I really had to just like shift that. And start just like being more in the place of, I'm going to like show up for what's in front of me. I'm going to answer the call that's here right now, but I'm not going to project like the future that I think that I need to have in order to be safe onto people and circumstances and anything, you know?
Oh my gosh, just applying that shift.
Yeah.
Forever and ever and every single day of your life.
It's interesting.
It's so healing.
And it's like we were talking, like it's interesting when it comes to like people that I have like an attraction to, right?
Oh yeah.
Where it's like there's the impulse, and like up until this point in my life is like, oh, I'm attracted to you. That means that we're supposed to be together. That means that like our relationship is my savior. And like we get to live happily ever after, and I don't have to feel suffering anymore because you're here now. And now it's just like, okay, there's an attraction here, but like I don't know what our relationship is for. It's obviously for something, but there's like no box for me to fit it in or put it in or make something happen, you know? Just like be in the experience of it, be in the unraveling of it. Don't try and create an agenda around it. And that shit is like, it goes against everything that like you're conditioned to do when you're attracted to someone.
1000%.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm kind of seeing a correlation with like, you know, the fear of having
Yeah.
and you resisting. If there's a fear embedded in that at all, you know,
Oh yeah.
and really resisting chasing.
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing. Resisting chasing and then staying rooted in yourself. I mean, so cliche, people say all the time, but you're actually practicing it and seeing.
And it works so much better. Let me tell you. Like,
yes, tell me.
It's just way more effective, like, because then you can be a safe space for people because you're not like having all of these secret motives and all of these expectations and all of these agendas. That's like really embarking on a person's freedom and free will. And, you know, it's crazy that we do this before we even really know a person. We're just like, oh, we have chemistry. Like, here's all of my projected expectations of who I need you to be for me now. And when you're not that, I'm going to be
so upset,
passive aggressive and disappointed and over here being sad and snarky when you show back up. And like, all the nasty stuff. When it's just like, no, I've got myself. I've got my emotions. I've got my life. I've got my community. I've got my passions.
Totally.
You have all of yours. And when it makes sense for us to connect, beautiful.
Yes.
And when it doesn't, beautiful. You know? It's just a completely different way.
Yeah, different way. Oh my gosh. And I love how you brought up, like, you know, because when people hear this, they think about like the events that happened. And, you know, sometimes it, you know, that's what it takes. But then it's deeper with your mental beliefs with all of that happening. Right? Like you had to leave or have that kind of like go away so you can adopt a new one because you saw that these beliefs that you were applying in these situations just kept on having you end up the same spot. And even more worse, right? Because then we're just adding on these experiences and now it just feels heavy. And for us to have that like breaking point, as people call it, where it's like, all right, this is not working.
It's not working.
This is not working.
It doesn't work.
Let me adopt a new
I gotta
way.
Do something new. I have to think in a new way. I have to behave in a new way. I have to like basically have a relationship with my fear body so that I'm not just like being reactive in it. And I have to really investigate like what I think is best for me. Like, is that where does that come from?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Like where's that conditioning? Where am I being influenced?
Yes.
In terms of like how my life is supposed to play out.
Yeah.
What standard am I trying to fit? Is that even mine? You know?
Yeah. 1,000%.
Yeah.
I see, and I'm hearing questions, right? It's the questions that you ask can lead you to the actual answer, the actual truth that you need. And you're like, okay, let's go apply it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is what I tell people all the time. Like something's got to happen for us to like have that experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to look different for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the beliefs too. Yeah. It's 1,000% attached
That's
to
right.
all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause like what you said, the mind holds so much information and you can do so much with your mind that serves you so well.
And we
right?
have like our conscious beliefs and then we have our unconscious beliefs.
Oh yeah.
And those are the real sticklers. Those unconscious beliefs.
Yes.
That are like ruling our behavior without even our awareness.
Yes.
You know? But I just think that the more that we have like our relationship with our body,
Mm-hmm.
a relationship to stillness,
Mm-hmm.
a relationship to just like being able to like be with yourself without a lot of external stimulation.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can really start to like uproot those unconscious narratives.
Yes. Then you're like, wow, I actually have a lot to work with. I have a project with myself. I have something to do every evening, you know? And I think a lot of times I have a client who voiced, oh my God, with myself, that sounds so uneventful, you know? And it's like, well, guess what? You can create some eventful shit with yourself.
It's the great event.
Yeah, it's the great event with yourself. And you, like you said, your unconsciousness and your beliefs and there's so much to refine in our thought process, our experiences. So juicy.
And if we're distracted all day.
Yes.
If we're
Where's
with
time
people
for that?
all day, if we're like on the screens all day, we don't have the opportunity. You know?
We don't have the event.
We don't have the event.
We don't have the event.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Love it.
Yeah.
So to recap, the first question was, what are my layers? What's the core
core fear?
Core fear, and me today. How do I deal with that?
Yeah.
And then the other question was, what had to fall apart in order for you to receive all that you need for your highest self? Oh, all right, everybody. So great.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. That's our talk. Thanks for listening. Check us out on selfloveaccess.com. We have Self Love in the Park this weekend. We just had self-love, meditate and conversate this Saturday at 10. And then we have our workshop that's coming up.
Yep. Safety in the South.
Perfect. So perfect. We hope to see you at one of those. All right.
Bye, friends.
Bye.